Well, okay. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the summer crash course for the SATs and the PSATs. And again, I really appreciate your time and efforts being on time here. And thank you for being on time as well. And just for today only, we took a little bit of time to start the class late, but the next class onwards, we will start exactly on time. And also we try to end it on time as well too. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of quickly go over some, how your student portal is gonna look like and where you can access all your materials and everything. So this is once you log into your portal, just to take one of the students' example here, and this is how it is going to look like. And once you get onto the calendar, your classes will show up here, and you can change the calendar month or the week or whatever. Then it should be looking at your calendar. All of the classes should be up here. And then once you have classes up here, you can just click on and then you can join to the sessions easily. Okay. Next, and online resources. This is where we send all your materials to you guys. And once you go to here, shared space, depends on what classes you guys are taking. Let's say if some kids are taking with physics, chemistry, or SAT classes, all those materials will be up here based on what classes you're taking. You will see the materials up here. Next, and attendance and notes. And this is where all the notes will come to place. And you will see a little link. So that's where if you click on it, it will open a PDF document. So you can see what you learned in this class today. And then, sometimes you may have some homework on, so you can take care of it. In study log is the last one. In study log where you can upload your work. So once your homework, whatever the homework is given to you, once you're done, you come here and then add a time, or you can use a timer or add manually. So you come here and then use your iPad or iPhone or whatever the phone. So you can go up here and upload just take a picture and then upload it from there itself. Okay. So that's how you can submit your homeworks as well. And then time goes on, and we are going to conduct some quizzes and tests as well. So we'll see, where you are in terms of getting ready for the SATs and SATs. And and if any point of time you need to help, and we can help you out there. And again, my name is Miss Rama. I'm a full-time teacher as well. I teach a lot of students and a lot of high schools and community colleges. And I welcome you all for your SAT classes. And we have Miss Evelyn. She's been with us for a long time. She's expert on all you need to know for the SATs and PSATs, ACTs. So I'll go ahead and then let her start her class. And if you guys need any help, please let us know, and we will take care from there. Okay. All right. Let me stop sharing.
Thank you, Mr. Rama. Hi, everyone. My name is Evelyn. Mr. Rama introduced a little bit about me. I'm going to go ahead and continue to give a little introduction about me. So I'm in my final year of my PhD. I'm writing my thesis, and I'm a full-time research analyst with also going ahead and teaching with Mr. Rama, also a full-time teacher for SAT English in Mr. Rama's academy. Okay. Welcome everyone. I know it's a summer crash course, so I'm gonna try how much ever we can to cover it, but mostly most important topics. Okay. Let's have a quick introduction because I want to know what everyone's names are and how do you think or how much do you score yourself um, in English or in SAT or grammar or vocabulary, or what areas would most of you want improvement in? Okay. So let's see who's on my screen first. So let's start with the A's. RF, if I pronounced it right. ARF?
Yeah.
RF.
I'm
Okay.
I'm Earl and the kind of like
Can you start with introducing your name and which grade you are and which school so everybody knows? And then, yeah, the question that I asked.
okay. I'm Earl. I'm in 8th grade, going to 9th. I go to Basis Phoenix.
Okay. What areas of improvement are you looking for from this class?
Math.
Math and in English, because this is an English class right now. Math,
Oh,
Mr. Ramal will take on Thursday.
oh, okay.
In English, what are you looking to improve?
Oh, like my writing skills.
Writing skills. In SAT, writing skills?
Well, most of our quizzes are like essays and paragraphs that we have to write. So,
Okay, fair enough. Nice bass guitars. Do you play them or they're just like for showpiece?
what?
Oh, is that a poster behind you? Is a background behind you? I see two bass guitars.
I play them.
You play them? Good. I think
Okay.
end of the session, if we have time, you can play for us, okay? Thank you, Araf. Welcome. No, you don't want to. Okay. Starting, okay, we don't have anything with B, then we have Cornell.
Uh, my name's Carneal. I'm going into 10th grade. I go to Byfoot High School, and I don't really know if there's anything like areas of improvement, I guess comprehension.
Comprehension. Okay, good. Good job. Welcome for the class. Who else? Okay, I see a lot of with S and T. Okay, Mahita.
Hi, I'm Mahita. I go to Paradise Valley and I finished 10th grade, and I'm looking forward to learn about grammar.
Grammar. Okay, good. Let's see, Hasi.
Hi, my name's Hasi. I'm going to the 11th grade and I'm in Basis Peoria, and I like to improve in like rhetorical purpose.
Good, very good. Tilak.
My name's Tilak. I just finished 9th grade and I'm going to 10th and I'm in Basis Peoria and I want to improve on comprehension, English. That's basically it.
Okay, welcome. Very good. Kaushika.
Hi, my name's Kaushika. I'm going to 10th grade. I'm in Cox Mill High School, and I want to improve in grammar.
Grammar. Okay. Next is we have the ladies with S. Oh, sorry, Sanvi and then yeah, Shrihan. Okay, Sanvi, go first.
Hi, my name is Sonvi, and I'm gonna be a 10th grader at Paradise Valley High School. And some things probably I'd want to improve is grammar and like focusing more on grammar and stuff.
Okay. The last student, Shrihan. Is that how I pronounce your name?
Yeah, my name is Shrihan. I'm going to 10th grade. I go to Mountain Ridge High School, and I'm just looking to improve my grammar and like
Okay.
comprehension.
Okay. Welcome everyone. Good job. So most of you have issues with grammar comprehension. That's what I understand. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump to the class. First and foremost, you guys know it's a digital SAT format, right? So you're not doing a pen and paper, you're doing a digital format. Mr. Rama, I'm unable to share the screen.
Yes, it should be able to. Yeah. Can you check? Also, guys,
Okay.
if you guys are, please rename it yourself. If you're using somebody else's account, please rename it yourself so that way we can take attendance too.
Oh yeah, please do that. If not, if I don't see the name, correct name over here and I go ahead and mark absent, then your parents will be mad at you guys. So please use your correct names. Okay, thank you, Mr. Rama. So these are few instructions or these are few topics of what we're going to cover and what is the central idea of a digital SAT. Okay, I would need volunteers to go ahead and read this for me, since first person on my screen would be Srihan because you just last spoke. Do you want to go ahead and read from here? That's starting with it test skills. So these are the test 4 areas that your test skills are looking for or the college board is looking for in your paper or in your digital SATs. Do you want to go ahead and read from it till text, Srihan?
Okay. It tests skills in 4 key areas: craft and structure, information and ideas, standard English conventions, and expression of ideas. Craft and structure, this domain focuses on understanding how authors use language to convey meaning, including words and context, analyzing the meaning of words and phrases within the text. Text structure and purpose, understanding how texts are organized and why authors choose specific structures, and cross-text connections, identifying relationships and connections between different texts.
Okay, thank you. So what is craft and structure? It basically means that an author is going to go ahead and write a paragraph or a passage, and he's going to use a few phrases. In those paragraphs or in those phrases, he's going to ask you to identify what he's talking about. Okay, he won't give you the full context. He will just give you a few words or few text or few lines where he'll ask you to tell you to connect it what he's speaking about. Okay, that's craft and structure. This is where you're supposed to also learn. Second one on my screen is Kaushika. Do you want to read point number 2?
Information and ideas. This domain tests comprehension and reasoning skills, including central ideas and details, identifying the main idea of a passage and specific details that support it, command of evidence, using evidence from text to support claims, and inferences, drawing logical conclusions based on information in the text.
Okay, so basically this information and ideas is the author is going to go ahead and have a central idea that he's going to have in the passage. Okay, it's called the main idea of the passage. And if you go ahead and find out the main idea of the passage, you should be able to answer the rest of the questions that come through. Okay, it's very easy. There are tips on how to identify what the author is talking about or what the main idea is. If you miss the logical or the main idea of the passage, it would be very hard for you to answer the questions. Okay, so that's one instruction. The next on my screen, give me a second, is Sanvi. Do you want to read point number 3?
Yeah. Standard English conventions. This domain focuses on grammar, punctuation, and sentence structure, including boundaries, understanding how sentences and clauses are linked together, form, structure, and sense, recognizing and correcting errors in grammar and sentence structure.
Good. This is the third and most important point. Sorry, thank you. This is the most important point because most of you want to learn more about grammar or vocabulary, if I may say. Here, there is a lot of grammar that is being, done. And this is, I think, one of the toughest or hardest part that students find and take a lot of time. If you go ahead and learn how to answer these questions or the grammar or the punctuation or the paraphrasing, if you finish this section fast, you will have time to do the other sections. So I can give you tips when we go ahead and progress through this class, probably next week, on how to go ahead and tackle grammar. Okay. Carnel, you're next on my screen. Can you read point number 4?
Expression of ideas. This domain tests the ability to revise and improve written expressions. A written expression including rhetorical synthesis, integrating information from multiple sources to create a coherent argument, transitions, using effective transitions to connect ideas.
Good. So as the 4th point says, it's expression of ideas. So what is the author trying to express and how he's trying to connect transition ideas? In this also comes paired passages. Okay. So next week, the homework for next week, I have 2 homeworks for you guys. Okay. You're going to go, whoever did go ahead and introduce yourselves or whoever did go ahead and read this for me right now, I see all of you need improvement on reading skills. So because there are punctuations where you guys did not stop, there is full stop, you did not stop. There is options where you can have to go ahead and raise your voice when you're introducing a theme and then lower your voice when you're continuing a sentence. So there are 2 homeworks for the next week. One, choose a book of your choice. Okay. Go ahead and read at least the first 2 pages. And when you come back next Tuesday at the same time, you're going to tell me which book you read and what you did go ahead and get from that first 2 pages, or introduce whatever the author is trying to tell. Okay. I want you to do that so you can go ahead and improve how you read your English. So it's going to help you when you go to college, when you go to present, you know how well you're going to present and you don't fumble. Okay. That's one homework. Second homework is, when expression of idea comes, there is something called paired passages in digital SAT or SAT in common. So you're going to go ahead and tell me what are paired passages. P-A-I-R-E-D, paired passages. Okay. You're going to go and tell me what are paired passages and how you're going to read them. Okay, or what's going to be the main idea of paired passages when author is going to go ahead and introduce them. Did everyone understand? If anyone has questions, please raise your hands right now for both the homeworks. Okay, since I don't see any hands, let's go and move to few instructions for your digital SAT. Since Cardinal spoke, okay, Hasi, you're next on my screen. Do you want to go ahead? Go ahead and read the page, the whole page, just code.
Okay. What's on the digital SAT? The digital SAT is 2 hours and 14 minutes long, 64 minutes for reading and writing, and 70 minutes for math. The test consists of the following sections, in this order. Reading and writing, RW, 2 modules, each 27 questions in 32 minutes. All questions in the RW section are multiple choice. 2 questions in each module are experimental and are not scored. A 10-minute break. Math, 2 modules, each 22 questions in 35 minutes. Most questions in the math section are multiple choice. The rest are student-produced responses, fill-ins. 2 questions in each module are experimental and are not scored.
Okay, so you know the time frame that you're getting for English. So that is what I'm going to go ahead and concentrate on. So whenever you are practicing at home, I'm going to be here just 2 hours for 1 week. If you're going to go ahead and further do this exam, I would definitely say do a timer whenever you're trying to do a practice test online, or practice test when you go ahead and Google it, or when Mr. Rama comes up and gives you a quiz. I would definitely say time yourself so you know which area you're taking long. Okay. Thank you, Hasi. Did I just skip? Okay, I'm not going to go into the math section. I just want to do the reading. Mr. Rama is going to go to the English. Mr. Rama is going to go through the math session. Okay, Mahita, go ahead and read from reading till science.
Previous versions of the SAT had reading and writing as separate sections with several questions attached to each long passage. The digital SAT combines reading and writing. The reading and writing RW section is a 64-minute long and consists of 2 modules, each with 27 questions that are passage-based and multiple choice. Each short passage, which College Board calls a text, or pair of passages, texts, is associated with just one question, and passages may be paired with information graphics. Some of the selected passages will be from previously published works in the areas of world of literature or poetry, but most will be short passages written by College Board and covered topics in history, social studies, and science.
Okay. So you see paired passages here, so that it is an important part of your SAT, and it's very hard because paired passages, okay, when you go ahead and find that information, come back to me, I'll give you more information on that. But paired passage is very important and it's time consuming. So that's why I want you guys to go ahead and look into that by yourself, and then next week we'll discuss more about that. Okay, when it comes to passages maybe paired with informational graphs, it talks about tables, it talks about graphs, it talks about more information which is visual, okay, like math or something in that, or more information on numbers. How many of you are expertise or expertise in that, where you see there's a map or there you see a table? How good are you at solving those kind of questions? Raise your hands if anyone has done that. Okay, is this everyone's first time doing a SAT? Everyone? Okay. Okay. So informational graphs are something where you will have a question. Okay. With that question, you will have a graph. And then you will have several questions. Okay. Like either 4 or 5. So you're going to look at the graph and the question and then answer the questions. Okay. Or answer the answers. So it is time consuming. Most of the graphs will have numbers in it. Okay. And ask you to correlate what is between the question and the numbers. So this is also one of the difficult parts of information graphs when you come doing reading section. Okay. We'll talk about that later. I will cover that in our class as well. The RW section. Okay. Since Asi read it, Sanvi, go ahead and read from the till, I think just finish the page till section.
Do I read the paragraph?
Were you paying attention? Were you on a phone?
No.
Okay, whenever you guys put your head down, I know you're on a phone because I've passed through that age and I'm in my school myself, so I do that as well. But sometimes it's important because I'm giving you this instructions. This is just a 4-week class. I'm not going to repeat the instructions. Okay. So starting from here, the RW section consists of 4 parts. Please read till end of the page. Okay.
The RW section consists of 4 parts in order. 1, craft and structure, which is 28%. 2, information and ideas, which is 26%. 3, standard English conventions, which is 26%. 4, expression of ideas, which is 20%. The questions in each content area will be arranged by
Okay,
type
just give me a
and
minute. Just give a second, okay? I think you're lagging, but you give me a second. So whatever instructions did we read before, the other 4 students read on this page, okay? All these 4 sections is just telling you how much percentage that it counts, all those expressions, okay? This is the reading and writing section. This is how much you're going to go ahead and be scored, okay? So please take a note of it. And if you need to work on this, go ahead and work on this, okay? Okay, sorry, go ahead, Sanvi.
The questions in each content area will be arranged by type and, in most cases, in order of difficulty. The first 2 parts of each module will cover what was previously in the reading section of the SAT, with questions that require you to justify your selected answer with evidence from the passage and/or graph provided. This section is not about coming up with anything, it's about finding the correct answer based on the passage. In the third and fourth parts of each module, there will be questions focused on writing skills. Instead of asking you to analyze a passage, questions will require you to do things like choose answers with correct punctuation and grammar. Part 2 of this book will cover each question type in the reading and writing section.
Okay, thank you. Okay, math session, like I said, Mr. Rama will go ahead and cover, but you can see, I'm just going to give you the idea. So algebra is 35, advanced math 35, problem solving and data analysis 15, and geometry and trigonometry is 15%. Okay, so make sure you take a note of all this and then you know what to tackle where. Okay. I think this all is how we're going to score and how much you're going to be scored or rated. And this is how you're going to work. There always will be 2 modules. Okay. So the first module consists of a broad mix of easy, medium, and hard questions. So here, this is the first module. It will be a mix of all this. Then the second module will be hard on average. Okay. And then the second module, the second part of the second module will be easier on the average. Okay. So now that you know where the models are or how the models are going to be in your digital SAT, there's always an option when you know it's harder. I would definitely go to the harder section first. Or when you know your expertise lie in paired passage or your expertise lies in vocabulary or graphical questions, I will go and answer this question first. And the harder section, I will come back later, or vice versa, however you guys feel. Okay. For me as a person, if I'm more into visualization and I can answer this question first, so I will go ahead and answer or tackle those first and save my time for the harder questions, which I'm not good at. Okay. Okay. So it's a 134 minutes plus there's a 10 minutes break. And this is how it's going to be. Okay. Okay. I think all this you will get more information about. I want to go through. Okay. This is how your digital SATs are going to be. Okay, before we go to the module, I want to go ahead and start with vocabulary and see how well everyone is doing on vocabulary. Okay, how many students do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, since you are 8 people in this class, I'm gonna give you 3 words each, okay? So Cardinal, if I pronounced you right, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna do first 3, okay? Just remember these words. The screen is gonna be there, but you're gonna do first 3. Hasi, you will do 4, 5, and 6, okay? Sanvi, you will
Wait,
do. Sorry,
sorry.
what?
Can you repeat the instructions that you said before that? It was cutting off and I was trying to switch internets.
I didn't give instructions. You're not
Oh.
paying attention. I just told you to remember the words. Pay attention, guys. So Karna will do 1, 2, 3. Hasi will do 4, 5, 6. Sanvi, you will do 7, 8, 9. And then Mahita, you will do number 10, Tadi, and then 1 and 2. Okay? And then next on my screen is Shrihan. You will do 3, 4, and 5. Kaushika, you'll do 6, 7, and 8. Okay? Arav, you'll do 9, 10. And then 1 here. Okay? 9, 10, and 1. Tilak, you will do 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Did I miss anyone? No, right? Okay. So listen to the instructions. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys. So these are some difficult vocabulary words. What you're going to do is you're going to go out in Google, look at the meaning of the words, and put them in proper sentences. Okay? Any questions? It's simple. These all are new words that you don't really speak in day-to-day life. These are words that authors write when they're going ahead and giving you comprehension or doing their passages. So go to Google, find the meaning of these words, put them in a proper sentence. And you're going to tell me the sentence and the meaning, okay? So the time is 2:31. We will take time till 2:45, okay? I think for the first day, that should be fair enough. For my other classes who do my PSAT, SAT on Saturday, Sunday, I just give them 10 minutes. I'm just giving you guys more time, okay? I see someone join this class. Hi, what's your name?
Rithania.
Rithani. Just introduce yourself quickly.
I'm gonna be a 9th grader at Rickards. I live in Tallahassee, Florida.
Oh, okay. You're from Florida. Okay, good. Welcome to this class. So, since you are 32 minutes late, you missed major portion of it. I've given them instructions on how to do the test. I've given them what is more important in this test, or what are the 4 things that College Board is looking for an SAT applicant, or how we're going to tackle questions. So right now we're doing vocabulary. For instructions, if I'm allowed to give or repeat those instructions, I will go ahead and give it again, okay?
Okay.
So you don't miss it. So I think Tilak, which is the last word you got, Tilak?
I got discourage.
As your last word, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So Riantia, is that your how you pronounce your name?
Rithania.
Britannia. Okay. So you do 5, 6, and 7. If you can see my screen, number 5, 6, and 7, it's vocabulary. You're going to go out there on Google, find the meaning of these words, and put them in a proper sentence.
Okay.
Okay. So we have time till the time. I think most of them are in PSAT time, PSAT time, Pacific time. We are in Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So for I told them according to their time. So you will be the last one to go. So the time there in PST is 2:33. Okay. So they have time till 2:45.
Sure.
Since you're going last, you will however get the extra 3 minutes. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hasi, is your name Sai Hasni Sentali?
Yes.
Is that your name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, 2 more minutes, guys. Does anyone want more time? Thank you, Ara, for nodding your head. Okay, is everyone ready? Karnel, do you want to start?
Yeah. First word, abrogate. The meaning is to repeal or do away with a law, right, or formal agreement. A sentence is companies are really abrogating responsibility for safety. Second word, blasphemy. The definition was the act or offense of speaking disrespect about a god or against the god, and the sentence was he was accused of blasphemy, so they banished him. And for a third word, credible definition, capable or persuading people that something will happen or be successful, and sentence, few people found his story credible.
Okay, thank you. I think Kaushika, you're next. Guys, I hope everyone is paying attention to what your fellow classmate is telling. Okay, because I may go ahead and pick you guys and ask you what did the other person say. Okay, go ahead, Kaushika.
The first word is laceration, which means a deep cut or tear in the skin, and he had lacerations on his knee. The second word is obdurate, which means being stubborn or refusing to change one's opinion. And I said, I tried convincing her to come, but she remained obdurate. And then the third word is plausible, which means seeming reasonable or probable. And I said, getting a good score on the exam seemed plausible.
Okay, good. Sanvi?
The first word was nuzzle, and it means to rub or push or to like show affection and love to someone. And my sentence was, my dog just nuzzled my hair. The second word was plaudit, which the definition was to give a round of applause or a way to show to praise or give approval. The sentence was the team received plaudits for their excellent project. And the last word was reprehensible. The definition for this was deserving, bad, or unacceptable or disgraceful behavior. And the sentence I did was the two students talked in a reprehensible behavior towards their teacher.
Okay, good job. Shrihan, you're next.
My first word was creditable, and that means deserving praise. The team gave a creditable effort even though they lost. My second word was ensconce, and that means to settle something. She ensconced the puppy in the blanket. And my last word was hasten, which means to move quickly. I hastened to finish my test.
Good job. Hasi or Hasini?
Hasi, and the first word is enigma. It means something or someone that is mysterious. My sentence was the disappearance of the children still remains an enigma. The second word is harbingers. It's a plural noun that means like signs that foreshadow the coming of something else. So my sentence was the early strong winds were harbingers of the California wildfires that followed. And then the last word is labyrinthine. That means extremely complicated or confusing. And my sentence was she got lost in the labyrinthine streets of the city.
Okay, good job. Mahita?
My first word was tardy, which means to be late or to be behind. And I said that the student was marked tardy because she was late to school. My second was absolution, which is like a formal forgiveness. And I said my friend bought cookies as a form of absolution after our fight. And my third word was blatant, which means to be open or in like an obvious manner. And I said that the girl blatantly lied about the crime she committed.
Okay, good. Araf?
My first word was reprieve. It means a temporary delay or cancellation of punishment or something bad. The officer gave him a reprieve from speeding because he was late to his wedding. The second word was tawdry. Tawdry. Definition is cheap and flashy in appearance. He wore tawdry shoes that looked like they were from Dollar General. My third word was alacrity. It means eagerness or cheerful readiness. He accepted the invitation with alacrity, as this is his first time attending a party.
Good. Tilak?
So my first word was banal, or it also means lacking in originality or like it's obvious. And I said, he made banal suggestions when we went out. And then my second word was conundrum. It also means a confusing or like a difficult problem or question. Also, there are conundrums before the solutions are apparent, is my sentence for it. And then my last one is disparages or like disparage. It's like regard or represent of like a little word. Someone who disparages their opponents would never win, is my sentence I said for that.
Good job. The last one, Rithana, if I'm again pronouncing it right.
Rithania.
Rithania, okay. It's an Indian name, but yeah, go ahead. Rithania.
My first word was esoteric, which means understood by only a few. My sentence, the teacher's lecture on pre-calc was so esoteric, a lot of students couldn't follow. And then my second word was flippant, not serious or respectful. And my sentence was, his flippant joke during the serious meeting upset a lot of people. And then my third word was harangue, which means like a long, angry, or critical speech. And my sentence was, the teacher gave a harangue to the students after everyone failed the test.
Okay, good job, everyone. We're going to take a 10 minutes break, okay? Or a 10-minute breather. We're going to come back in 10 minutes, okay? All of you can go off camera and come back in 10 minutes. I'm going to run a timer for you guys, okay? Okay. We're not missing anyone. Okay. So let's go out and do this. This is a passage. These are the questions. These are the skills that I'm looking for from everyone. Okay. Read the passage, answer these questions, answer to the point. Okay. Nothing extra. And these are the skills I'm looking for. So make sure your answers have these skills. Okay. These skills have everything that your college board is looking in a SAT or PSAT exam. Okay. These are the skills I'm targeting as well. Okay. So the time would be 3:03 there. Everyone in PST. So you have, let's say we have 7 questions. So I'll check back to you guys in 15 minutes. Okay. So let's say 3:18. And then from there, we'll decide if we need more time or not. Okay. Okay. So before we jump on that, one person, does anyone want to read the passage for everyone? Loudly? Miss Chandramohan, I still don't get your first name. I'm sorry. Do you want to go read the passage since you're the only one who didn't read it?
Sure.
Yeah. Read it loud for everyone. That's what I meant. You're on mute.
Is there more to it, or is it just passage 3?
No, this is the only passage. This is the only thing. So this is how since you missed the instructions in the beginning of the class of how to do a digital SAT, this is how your digital SAT is going to be. This is the only lines that you're going to have in the passage, and these are the questions that's going to be there. Okay? This is a new digital SAT format. Okay? Okay, go ahead and read the passage.
Silas was the last lighthouse keeper on the Isle of Mist. For generations, his family had tended to the lamp. Its beam of steadfast promise in the swirling fog, now automation threatened his solitary existence. A new self-operating system was scheduled to arrive, rendering his human touch obsolete. Silas didn't resent progress, but a deep ache settled in his chest. The rhythmic sweep of the light wasn't just a job, it was a convention with the sea.
It's a conversation. It was a conversation. Read here. It was a conversation.
It was a conversation with the sea. A comforting presence in the vast loneliness. He wondered if the cold, unfeeling machinery would ever understand the language of the waves.
Good. Arav, go ahead and tell Miss Chandramohan what's the homework for next week. Okay, I'm sorry, you're eating. Okay. Tilak, Go ahead and tell her what's the homework for next week.
So basically, you take like a book and you read the first 2 pages, and then like you try to understand what it is and try to say it for the next class.
Okay. And what is the second part of the homework, Srihan?
What's that?
What's the second part of the homework? Can you go ahead and tell Miss Chandramohan about it?
Oh, I didn't know there was a part two. I knew there was a part one, the book part.
Okay, everyone not paying attention. Okay, I'm telling you this is okay, I'm gonna go ahead and repeat. Okay, this the second time because I already told you once. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the homework. The first part is pick a book of your choice, read 2 pages. You're gonna go back and come and tell me next Tuesday what did you read, which book you read, what the author is trying to say in that book. This is to improve your reading skills. Since everyone, including Miss Chandramohan, skipped how to read, there was a comma, there was a full stop, there were so many things that you didn't know how to read. Okay, so that's one assignment, one homework. The second part of the homework is you're going to tell me, Srihan, please pay attention. You're going to go and tell me what is paired passages. That's one of your homework, okay? What is paired passages according to SAT, okay? Paired passages is one of the important topics. So you're going to go ahead and give me the information of what is paired passages. Okay, I don't want to disturb you guys now. So it's 3:07. We took 4 minutes. So let's take time till 3:19 or 3:20. Okay, to give you space, place 3:20. 15 minutes. You're not going to use Google or anything to go out and answer these questions. Please don't use Google or any kind of LLMS. Okay. During any time anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask, okay? If you do not understand the meaning of any word on the passage, you are free to use Google, but other than that, do not use Google or any chat GPT or Gemini, okay? Okay, guys, I'm doing a check-in. How's everyone doing? Do you need more time?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, do you need more time? How much more time do you guys need?
Like 2 minutes.
2? Okay, who else needs more time? You need to speak, you can't nod your heads. Does anyone else need more time?
I do.
How many more minutes?
Probably like 2 or 3.
Okay, let's take 5, okay? Does everyone got the questions? I want to stop sharing my screen because I want to pull up what we're going to do next, okay? I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Everyone has the questions, right? Okay. Arav, were you trying to talk? Sorry.
No, I unmuted on mistake.
You ready, you said?
I said I unmuted on mistake.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go. Okay, guys, everyone ready? Gonna go ahead and share my screen again. Let's do this fast because I want to cover another topic with you guys. Okay. Arav, since you were already on mute or you were the first one, question number 1. Go ahead and answer it.
Salas and his family have served as lighthouse
Can
keepers.
you speak closer to your mic, please?
Salas and his family have served as lighthouse keepers for generations. They tend the lamps, providing a constant light for sailors.
Okay, good. Question number 2. Hasi.
Silas is about to lose his job, and the cause of it is because of technological advancements.
Okay. So you're saying he's going to lose his job because of tech. So can you put it in a proper answer format for me? Is that how you're going to write?
The change that's going to occur is he's going to lose his
Who's
job.
going to lose?
Silas is going to lose his job, and the cause of it is the technological advancements happening.
Okay. Okay, good job. Srihan, question number 3.
Silas feels a deep ache because it's not just a job, but it's a conversation with the sea.
Sorry, repeat that again. I lost the last part.
Silas has a deep ache because it's not just a job for him, but it's a conversation with the sea.
Okay, good, very good. Question number 4, Sanvi.
The metaphor, the rhythmic sweep of the light wasn't just a job, it was a conversation with the sea. Reveals about Silas's connection to his work, that he's really empathetic and really cares for his job and has a personal connection with the sea and has conversations with the sea.
Okay. Cardinal, same question.
I said it reveals that Silas has a deep connection with his job. It was a calm/comforting experience for him.
Okay. Is that the metaphor? Question
Oh, wait,
number 4. Explain the
oh, my
metaphor.
bad.
The rhythmic sweep of the light wasn't just his job. Okay, first tell
Oh,
me.
wait, I need to reword it, but that was what I meant to explain, but I need to reword it.
Okay, what is a metaphor? Give me a definition of metaphor.
Type of figurative language.
Sorry, what?
I said it's a type of figurative language.
Good. Give me an example of metaphor. Okay, since you gave me the definition, I'll pick someone else to give me an example. Kaushika, give me an example of what is a metaphor, since he gave me a definition. Guys, I hope all of you are paying attention.
The curtain was actually I can't think of one like on top of my head.
Okay, Tilak. Tilak.
I don't know.
Yeah.
One sec.
Okay. Okay. Since everyone is
Eyes.
taking
Oh,
time.
wait.
Sorry.
Okay. Eyes are the windows to the world. Kind of like that one. I mean, it's kind of like that. It's like anything that doesn't use like or as, but like uses a comparison, right? So.
Okay, good. Cardinal, do you have an example for me?
Trying to think of one.
Since you've given me the correct definition, I assume you know the example too. So go ahead and rephrase your answer for question number 4.
Okay. Here, can I have a second to rephrase it?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Okay, since he's doing question number 4, Mahita, question number 5.
I said that he views technology as just a way to do a job, but it doesn't really show like the passion that humans would show when they do a job that they love, similar to how Silas loves his job of keeping the lighthouse safe.
Okay, you were giving me a full legit explanation, but look at the skills I'm targeting. Is that how you're going to answer or write it down? Okay. Do you want to rephrase your answer? Okay. Are you ready, Cornell, now?
No, I'm trying to like almost rewrite it, the question, my answer.
Okay. Let's move to another person to do question number 6. Tilak. Did you do all the question already, Tilak? No, right? Okay, do question
No,
number
not
6.
yet. 6.
Yeah,
What does the
6.
phrase steadfast promise in the swirling fog suggest about the importance of the lighthouse? The phrase steadfast promise in the swirling fog, it suggests that the lighthouse is basically a sense of assurance to the sea and the people. And outside of controlling it, it gives him a sense of assurance, and despite his vast loneliness, it allows him to communicate with the ocean.
Okay, very good. Good job on that. Miss Chandra Mohan, question number 7.
I wrote, "This change hurts. The lighthouse is a part of me, a deep connection that a machine could never feel. I will surely miss the job and the joy it made me feel."
Okay, good. Very good on that. Who was doing question number 5? Was it Mahita?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, he views technology as a way to complete a job without passion, which is different from humans because when humans do something that they're passionate about, they show emotion for it as opposed to technology.
Good. Karnal? You ready?
Yeah, I am. So I said the metaphor reveals that the light that shines while he does his job isn't just a job. It shows a calming view of the ocean that he formed a deep connection with.
Good, very good. Arav, since you do really well, do you want to give me your idea about question number 7?
I wrote, I can't get replaced by a machine. Machines don't have feelings or connections to the sea like me. I feel like I'm vanishing from existence.
Okay, good job. Good job, everyone. Let's go ahead and move. This was just to go ahead and test you guys. But let's go ahead and move to the next session. It's called vocabulary. Since most of you said vocabulary, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys or teach you guys how to go ahead and solve questions in a digital SAT or how to go ahead and tackle vocabulary. Okay. So vocabulary in questions, if you go ahead and see, it's a common type of questions that appear. There are usually 8 or so per test, about 15% of the total. Okay, it's a 15% of the total grade or the mark that you're going to get. Okay, compared to other types of reading questions, vocabulary in context questions tend to be more straightforward and less dependent on the passage as a whole. That said, they can also be surprisingly subtle and tricky at times. Anyone wants to give me the meaning of subtle? Anyone? If not, I'm going to pick you guys. Anyone knows the meaning of subtle? Sanvi, do you know? If not, we can move to the next person.
I don't know.
Okay, no worries. You can look it up while other person is giving the answer. Kaushika.
Like not obvious, like Yeah, not obvious.
Yeah. Okay, good job. So it may be straightforward or less dependent, but sometimes it can also be subtle and tricky at times. Okay. The prefix con means with. So context literally means with the text. Okay. Vocabulary in questions thus require you to use clues in the text itself to determine the meanings of specific words or phrases. These questions come in two varieties, the vast majority test and the second definition of common words. So what's the second definition of the common words like poor, nature, or clear? Tilak, give me a second definition of poor.
Or like, I don't know, like not rich.
Hasi, give me a second definition of nature. Tilak, go ahead and find out what is the second definition of poor.
Like nature, it's like the state someone is in.
Sorry, what?
Like the state someone is in, like it's of their nature.
Yeah, tell me a second definition of that as well.
The second definition of that, well, like outside, outdoors.
Okay.
Vegetation.
Okay, Shrihan, what is the second definition of clear?
Of what? Could you repeat that?
Clear. The word I'm
Um,
highlighting.
I guess like, well, one way you could say is like windows clear, that's a bit clear. Like you could see through it properly. Or like it makes sense in a way like you don't have to keep explaining it, like that type.
Okay, good. Tilak, you ready?
Yeah, it's like the first example is like not rich or lacking sufficient money, or you could also say poor in a way that it's like worse than usual or like expected or desirable. Like it's like inferior to the solution that you need.
Good. So the questions in vocabulary will come in two varieties. One is the majority test is second definition of common words. Okay. But occasionally you may also be asked to identify the meaning of short passages. Like the passage may start with in its awake. We can look at few examples. Okay. Okay. Let's move. Okay, context determines meaning. On the SAT, words can be used to mean whatever an author happens to want them to mean, regardless of the dictionary definition. So please keep in mind, if the dictionary says a meaning, but if the author, when he's writing the passage, he may definitely mean opposite of what the dictionary is telling. Okay, so it's not exactly what the dictionary is. So for you to answer in PSAT, SAT, or vocabulary or passage reading, you need to understand the main idea of what the author is talking about. He may talk about poor, like Tilak said. There are two definitions. He may be talking about the either one, like poor in money or poor in character or just poor in everything. Okay, you just have to identify what he's trying to talk or what the passage is trying to discuss about. That's when you will be able to determine exactly what is your answer. Okay, as long as you're able to use information from the surrounding sentences to determine the intended meaning of a word, and match, second is match one of the choices to the meaning, you can find your way to the answer. Okay, either you find the meaning from the surrounding sentences or what he's trying to tell you, or go ahead and match one of the choices, you can find your way to the answer. Okay, sometimes the word tested will be used in a way that's fairly similar to the most common meaning, but then again sometimes it won't. With only a few exceptions, however, the words you are asked about will not be used in the most literal definition. Okay, keep in mind that's not a most literal definition. Example, spill to mean or knock over. Both are the same meaning, okay? Again, both of them give you the same meaning, but you just need to figure what the author is trying to tell you. Is he trying to tell you spill to mean, or is he trying to tell knock over? That would be your correct answer, okay? To understand what the author is trying to tell, you need to keep reading and familiarize yourself what the author or the main idea of the passage is. or reread the sentences surrounding to the meaning. Okay. Okay, another example means, it also means that when you see a question in line 14, okay, open brackets, fine, and close the brackets, sorry, commas, most nearly means you can think of the question as saying in line 14 blank, most nearly means what? The fact that fine rather than other word happens to be used in the passage is irrelevant. Okay, so when you go ahead and see something like fine most nearly means you can, so fine is not your fine is your answer, but the question will be in this format. In line 14 blank, most nearly means what? When you go ahead and look at the options of what the author is trying to say, you will see fine will be the answer. Okay. Strategies. I'm going to go ahead and pick someone to read. Mahita, do you want to read 1 and 2? I'm going to go ahead and ask Mahita to read, but someone is going to go ahead and explain to me what 1 and 2 are, okay?
Plug in your own word and find the answer choice that matches. If you are able to use this strategy effectively, it is often the simplest and fastest way to answer vocabulary questions. The only potential difficulty is that sometimes, even if you provide a perfectly adequate synonym for the word in the question, the correct answer will be a word that you find odd or that you don't recognize as having the same meaning as the term you supplied. If you are a strong reader with a solid vocabulary, however, these issues should not normally pose a serious problem. Number 2. Plug each answer choice into the sentence. Frequently, you will be able to hear that a particular choice does not sound correct or doesn't have the right meaning within the context of a sentence. The only potential downside is that sometimes, as it is true for number 1, the correct word is not a word you would think to use. As a result, you may talk yourself out of choosing that answer because you think it sounds odd.
Okay, thank you. So keep in mind what the author is saying. The same meaning, if you are strong, okay, the correct answer will be the word that you find odd or that you do not recognize having the same meaning. Okay, keep that in mind. And clearly it is defining here that if you are a strong reader with a solid vocabulary, you will not find any issues in finding the correct answer. So for you guys to go ahead and improve your vocabulary, starting off every class, I'm going to go ahead and do the vocabulary words that I did today. Okay, that's the exercise I do in all my PSAT, SAT classes, so that students know what kind of vocabulary words they could expect or what are the meaning of those difficult terms. And I encourage them to go ahead and use that sentences or use those words frequently when they're talking to a teacher, when they're talking to a friend from school, or else if you're trying to write your own passages or trying to write something that you want to understand, you can use those words. Okay. Point number 3. Sanvi, just go ahead and read point number 3.
Play positive or negative, then plug in. If you can determine from context whether the word is positive or negative, you can often eliminate at least one answer. You can then plug the remaining answers back into the sentence and see which one makes the most sense in context. In rare instances, you may even be able to see this technique to eliminate these answers, leaving you only one possibly.
Okay. So I'm sure this class, when you go ahead and learn more what is vocabulary by end of this 4 weeks long session, I want you guys not to use point number 3 because this is more time consuming. If you go ahead and play positive, negative, and then you plug in the wrong correct answer, you're going to lose time. So make sure you go ahead and concentrate on your strategies be point number 1 and point number 2, because point number 3 is going to cost you guys a lot of time, and then you will not have enough time to do other sections. Okay. If vocabulary is where you are lacking in, I would say go ahead and more about vocabulary. Go ahead and do more practice test on that and tackle that section first. So you can go ahead and do the easiest part again, okay? Or easiest parts later, okay? Just to save time because you have math as well, okay? So let's do an example here. Karnal, read the whole passage and the question, please.
When Saburo joined the track and field team at Buckyo High School, the sport was enjoying a popularity it had not known before the war. At the time, few schools could afford a baseball bat or gymnastic equipment, and there was something in the simplicity of the sport, the straight paths to the goal, the dramatic finish line, that steering the community
Oh,
to
reread it. It's
yells.
not. Reread the sentence. It's not steering.
That stirred the community to yells and often tears. On Sundays, entire
Often.
families came.
Often.
Oh, often tears. I thought I said.
Okay.
And often tears. On Sundays, entire families came outdoors to cheer. Their moors of cold wheat tea slung across their chests. They sat on woven mats and munched on rice balls, roasted potatoes, hard-boiled eggs, and pickled shoots of funky gathered up in the hills.
Okay, thank you. Miss Chandramohan, what is the author trying to say? This is how exactly it's going to be. These are the few sentences. In this few sentences, he's going to tell you, find the meaning of one word or try to go and tell what's the main idea of the passage. So Miss Chandramohan, try to tell me what's the main idea of the passage that the author is trying to tell you.
The author is trying to convey how the like I guess community or high school or like the track teams are trying to
Okay. Partially right, but not there yet. Araf?
I don't really.
Okay. Okay, anyone wants to take a guess what the author is trying to tell here? Yes, Hasi?
I think the author's trying to convey that the track and field team is gaining popularity among the community.
Okay. Is that the main idea? You're partially right. Okay, Tilak, you're nodding your head. Okay, go ahead and tell me.
It was just basically like due to the sentimental values of the team, like not being able to buy or afford themselves baseball bats or like gymnastic equipment, them like trying hard and doing their best is like inspiring the audience basically, allowing them to like come and like support them and yeah, and
Good
how
job.
that yeah.
Very good job. So that's what the author is trying to say. Very good job, Tilak. Okay. So in this 8 to 9 sentences, okay, we have 12 sentences probably. It's very hard for you to read and know what's the main idea of what the author is trying to say and then connect the word. So has used in line 7, steered most nearly means what? So when you read the question here, you're going to go ahead and know first what the main idea or what the author is trying to convey. According to that, you will go ahead and look at the meaning. So steered, there is a general meaning in the dictionary. But what the author is trying to convey here is the same meaning what you think it's in the dictionary. Okay? So has used in line 7, steered most nearly means forced, transformed, inspired, or disturbed. According to this passage, what do you think is the correct answer, Srihan?
Could you read the question? You keep cutting off for me.
Okay, the question is right here. Can you see?
As used in line 7, right?
Yeah,
That question?
yes. So line
I
7
think it
is
means
here.
I think it means see inspired.
Okay. I'm going to pick someone else to give me the answer. Kaushika?
I also think it's inspired.
Good. Okay. Good job, everyone. Let's do, okay. This is the explanation of what the author was trying to say. And Tilak also gave us the same explanation. Good job on that. Okay, example number 2. We have just 2 more minutes. I just want you to read this passage and then we will do it in the next class, okay? Who's gonna read this passage for me? Okay, I think who read it right now? Karnav or Sanvi? Okay, Arav, just go ahead and read example number 2.
Every time a car drives through a major intersection, it becomes a data point. Magnetic coils of wire lie just beneath the pavement, registering each passing car. This starts a cascade of information. Computers tally the number and speed of cars, shooting the data through underground cables to command center to a command center and finally translate it into the colors red, yellow, and green. On the 7th floor of Boston City Hall, the 3 colors splash into paint across a wall-sized map.
Okay, good job. So what is the author trying to talk about here, Srihan? What is the main theme of this passage or the main idea?
It's basically saying, like, it's basically giving information about intersections or like how the wires like connect, uh like it's going through like how do I say this? The components of intersections, I guess.
Okay, nice try. Anyone else wants to try? Okay, I'm going to give you guys one tip, okay? Whenever you see a passage like this or during your digital SAT, in the first 2 lines, you will see the main point or the main idea of the passage the author is trying to convey, okay? The first 2 lines, your answer would definitely be there. The first 2 lines, what the author is trying to convey. Okay, that is one of the tip. Go ahead and make sure you take it down. We'll go ahead and continue in the next class. Okay, more examples and more information about how to tackle vocabulary. Okay, don't forget your
All
homework,
right.
guys. Next Tuesday. Thank you, Mr. Rama.
So this pretty quickly, I know, so today you guys focused on the English part, and we will be updating some homework for you guys too. Okay, so make sure you guys look at your portal, so practice some questions, and then if you have some questions or any concerns, and please feel free to bring up here. And also one thing I wanted to let you know, every student is different. Every student's strengths are different. Okay, somebody is good at math and somebody is good at reading and somebody is good at writing and all those things. So it's okay if you don't know something. All right. I don't want you to feel bad or you want you to feel any so, oh man, I know what the other group is going to think if I say I don't know it. It is no problem. Okay, because everybody's here to learn and we want you to get a good scores in the SATs and PSATs, including ACTs. So it's okay if you don't know something. Okay, I don't want you to feel any shamed or anything like that, because eventually you're going to be there, right? That's our main goal into it. So feel free to ask questions and feel free to, it's okay if you don't know it, but at the same time, if you don't try, and then if you say, I don't know, then that's a trouble. Okay. So again, in the next class, we will be focusing on the math section. But in the math section is what is important to be more focused is we teach you the techniques. Let's say if a straight A student solves the same question, let's say they take a minute to complete, and we're going to show to you how can you solve the same question less than 10 seconds or less than 20 seconds. So that way you can get a more advantage compared to any other students in. Okay, so that's good. I think I hope you guys have a wonderful class today. And I want you to guys to continue to study a little bit more, put some little bit efforts. Since you have a summer break, you can relax and at the same time, you can put some, studies as well. Because once the school starts, you guys do know it, how busy you guys are going to be. Okay, so take a little bit of this time and we'll be adding some homework. It should be on your student portals. So, please find out and then get your work done. At the beginning of the video, as I mentioned, how to upload your answers, the work as well. So please go ahead and then do that too. And Thursday, we will start, 2 in MST or PST time zone, but look at your schedules or look at your portals It tells you the right time for you. So please be on time. We're not going to spare 2-3 minutes on Thursday. We're going to start on time. So I want you to guys be on there on time and put it in a shoe like I'm gonna get through this SATs, PSATs. I want to get better. Alrighty, guys. Enjoy your rest of your day and see you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.